welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another book haul, and I'm just gonna go ahead and skip over the me guilting myself portion of this haul because you guys are probably tired of hearing about it too. I'm just gonna talk about the books that I have picked up. So the first three books I'm just quickly gonna go over because these are three books that I got in recent unboxings. So if you want to see the full video, I'll have them linked up here for you guys, but since I've already talked about them, I'm just gonna quickly go over them. So the first one is The Cruelty by Bergstrom, To Catch a Killer by Sheryl Scarborough, Haunted by Meagan, which I think out of those three, this is the one that I'm most excited to finally read because you guys know how I feel about retellings. I just love retellings. You guys know that I'm currently trying to unhaul a lot of the books in my collection, and what I do with those books that I've unhauled is that I actually trade them in at my local used bookstore. A couple of weeks ago I got rid of a couple of books and I got these three books as a trade. The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. I think I needed like $3 more in for my trade, and this one was super cheap, so I decided to get it. You guys know my feelings about Maggie's new release. Like, I'm not happy about it, to be honest. If you don't know what her new release is, just look it up on Twitter. I'm not gonna buy her new book, but I've heard good things about this one, and I am already way too emotionally attached to the Raven Cycle to like get rid of that anytime soon. So I might change my mind this upcoming year. Who knows? When fucking Bicho Raro comes out. Stupidest thing, I swear to God. Yeah, I picked this up, although I'm kind of regretting it now, I'm not gonna lie. I also picked up The Winner's Kiss by Rutkoski. This is the third and final book in the Winner trilogy, I think it's called. I finally have all three books, so I can marathon them now. I'm not gonna look at the synopsis for this one because I don't want to know things about this. It's basically brand new, so I knew that I had to get this. I love the design for these books, so I just wanted to get this one. This was probably like the most expensive book that I picked up that day, and it is The Wise Man's Fear by Rothfuss. This is the second book in the, what is it? The Kingkiller Chronicles. So the first book is The Name of the Wind. The reason why I picked this up is that I'm already pretty sure that I'm gonna love The Name of the Wind. If you don't know, it's like a high fantasy adult novel that follows the main protagonist from his birth to his death, which is something that I haven't seen personally, so super excited to read it. It is a pretty big book, so I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, but I am really excited about it. And now I have the second book as well, which I basically got free because, like I said, I traded in a couple of books for this one, and it's really heavy, guys, but I'm so excited. Right after I went to that bookstore, I realized that there was a thrift store very close by. It turns out they had a pretty amazing book section. I discovered this one, which I got for like $1. The Book Thief by Zusak. Everybody that I know who has read this has recommended it highly. If you don't know what this is, this takes place during World War II in Germany, and it is told from the perspective of death, which is what makes me really excited. I feel like this is going to be a super powerful book that's going to destroy me in a good way. So next I have three books that I picked up from the Book Depository. So the first one that I picked up is the paperback UK edition of History Is All You Left Me by Silvera. I also really want to pick up More Happy Than Not by him, but I really wanted to start out with this one because I love the cover, and I do actually prefer paperbacks. I think they're just easier to read, they're lighter, and I love them. Plus this edition is kind of like shiny and shimmery, and I just love it. And following that, I also picked up 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia. I actually already read this one, really liked it. It's like a multi-dimension adventure story with romance in it. And speaking of, actually, the second book, which is 10,000 Skies Above You by Claudia. I have not read this one yet, but I'm super excited about it. It is a little bent, like you can see a little bit here at the top, but it was $3, so I'm not gonna complain. I know a lot of people don't like having like mismatched copies of like series or whatever. I don't really mind. Moving back to the Book Depository order, I also picked up Strange the Dreamer by Laini. I specifically went on the Book Depository for this edition because I love it so much. I love the matte background with the foil. Although I will admit, I actually went on the Book Depository to order this also for the blue pages. You may notice Mine does not have the blue pages. Apparently I ordered this too late and the blue pages only came with the first printing. I didn't order on time, so I have the regular pale ass beige pages, but it's fine. It's still a beautiful copy. Also, the first edition was supposed to have like a special drawing by Laini, and I'm just so sad that I didn't get that edition because it's so pretty, but close enough. The only Laini Taylor book that I have read is Daughter of Smoke and Bone, just the first one. I really need to finish off that trilogy. I have so many trilogies that I just started that I've never finished. That was the only book that I read, but I loved it. I love her writing. Everybody says this about Laini Taylor, but honestly, her writing, guys, it's great. And then next two books are books that I picked up at my local library. The first one is The House of Spirits by Isabel Allende. Isabel Allende is an author that I've really wanted to read, that I just have not gotten the chance to. I got super excited seeing this book there because paperbacks at that little store, 25 cents. So I picked this up. I also found 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. It's basically brand new and I got this for 50 cents. I actually already read 13 Reasons Why in high school. I read it honestly because a friend of mine kind of almost forced me to read it. I think I liked it. I honestly don't really remember much about it. I think I enjoyed it at the time. Like, again, it was something very different from what I normally read. Still very unsure about whether or not I'm gonna watch the TV show. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know how I feel about it, guys. I don't know if I want to reread this or not. But again, it was 50 cents, so I figured why not pick it up. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about it. At the moment, this is probably gonna move like to the back of my shelf. And then the last two books that I want to talk about, ooh, this is really noisy, are books that I picked up at the last bookstore down in LA. I went down on a road trip to Disney with my friends, and while we were there, I convinced them to go and check out the last bookstore, which is in downtown LA. Every time I visit a bookstore in another area, I take something back with me. So I decided to pick up these two books. Also, by the way, if you have not visited the last bookstore down in LA, I cannot recommend it enough. It's a beautiful store. They have so many little places to like take pictures. Like, it's just a very aesthetic kind of Tumblr kind of store, if that makes sense. Although I will say I was really disappointed because I thought that they would have a lot more used books to choose from, and they didn't really have many. A lot of their selection is new books, but I did end up picking a couple of books that I've been wanting to get my hands on anyway. Lolita by Vladimir Navokov is a very disturbing book because it basically tells the story of a pedophile who is in love with, I believe she's a little girl, but the writing is supposed to be incredible to the point where like it's disturbing how beautiful the writing is when it is literally like told through the perspective of a pedophile. I am intrigued to finally read this and to understand where like all the references come from. The only convincing love story of our century? Seriously? I had not seen that. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, I'm moving this up my TBR. I need to read this ASAP because I need to know what the fuck that's about. I'm moving on to like a more pleasant book here. I have Grimm's Fairy Tales. This is the Puffin Classics edition. I am in love with these covers. I currently own the Anderson's Fairy Tales version of this, and I want to collect all of them. So that's it, guys. Those are all the books that I picked up this past, I don't know, since whenever I last filmed my last haul. Please let me know if you picked up any of these books, what you thought about them, or if you have any thoughts on anything that I mentioned today. Oh, before I forget, I am actually currently doing a vewdim on my other channel if you guys are interested in checking it out. I'm uploading a video every weekday in May. It's kind of all over the place right now, honestly. I just want to get back into the habit of filming and uploading and just having fun with things. So if you guys are interested in checking it out, I'll have the link up there for you. That's it. I feel weird plugging it in on a video. So that's gonna be it for now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!